ABC News 4 at 6 starts now.
I want to see justice for him more than anything because I knew him. He was a wonderful little boy.
A potential break in a 30-year-old cold case. The one thing bringing renewed hope to a Berkeley County family tonight. But first, all new at 6. Tonight, the man police say killed an 11-year-old Danish tourist in July of 2018 is back in jail. Court records show Jeffrey Wakefield may have his bond revoked after a failed drug test. Ann Emerson broke this story. She spoke to a forensic toxicologist to find out what was found in Wakefield's system. Ann?
According to court records, Wakefield tested positive for cocaine just 1 month after being released from jail on a $300,000 bond. Yet he remained free on bond for 5 more months before heading back to jail. Wakefield, charged with reckless homicide and felony DUI, is awaiting trial. That's after Charleston police say Wakefield drove through an intersection and onto a downtown sidewalk where he hit Selma Akil with his SUV. 11-year-old Selma and her family were visiting Charleston from Denmark at the time. Akil died from her injuries the following day. In March of this year, Wakefield was released on bond with conditions that included GPS monitoring and a drug patch. The judge ruled at that time Wakefield's movements and drug testing results were to be reviewed every month by prosecutors and his bonding agency. 1 month later, in May, the drug patch was tested and came back positive for cocaine, a clear violation of his bond. In fact, according to the forensic toxicologist that I spoke with, Wakefield tested 3 times over what's considered a positive amount of cocaine. After that failed drug test, Wakefield remained free until October 8th. That's when he was booked back into the Alcannon Detention Center. We've reached out to Wakefield's attorney for comment, but have not heard back yet. Working for you, Ann Emerson, ABC News 4.
Wakefield will be back in court for a new bond hearing next Wednesday.
Lots of clouds out there this afternoon and a few light rain showers. Here's what it looks like with the water taxi leaving the Mount Pleasant side, headed over toward downtown. Our live Skyview network shows plenty of clouds, 72 degrees. Temperatures stayed a little cooler today because of the clouds and the rain. Showers just now working into downtown Charleston right along Wentworth Street there and Rutledge Avenue. This will continue to push on over toward Mount Pleasant, Daniel Island, so some light showers in the area. The heaviest of the rain right here around Seabrook Island. This will continue to move right over Seabrook and head up toward Kiowa within the next several minutes. Around the low country, not a whole lot of rain, just some spotty showers, and we're going to see more of that rain, especially after midnight tonight. Here's how Futurecast sees it. We start at 6 p.m., wind forward in time, just spotty showers through 8 o'clock. That'll continue up toward midnight, and then as we go after midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning, some heavier rain crossing the Savannah River, and there it is, about 5 o'clock in the morning, some of the heaviest rain working through, steady, not too heavy, and we need that good soaking rain. 8 o'clock in the morning, starting to see a break, just in time for the morning commute. And then as we go through the day tomorrow, spotty showers will be possible just about any time. We'll take a look at those rain chances, when we're going to see some cooler temperatures, and why not get a look at the weekend? That's all coming up in just a few minutes.
$750,000. That's the estimated cost in property damage at the Harbor Point Apartments after this weekend's fire. Fire officials say their investigation is complete, but the cause of the fire is undetermined right now. We previously reported this wasn't the first fire to happen at that complex in Mount Pleasant. We went back, found 3 other calls for a fire in the past few years there, dating back to 2013. At just 19, Jordan Jackson opened his own store in Northwoods Mall. It was a long-time dream. But tonight, he tells our Erica Lunsford exclusively why he's closing up shop and what comes next. Erica?
Birch & Penn has only been open for a year, but the owner says this isn't a goodbye. He considers it more of a hello. Being a business owner is not for the faint-hearted.
Those 13 hours, oh my gosh, like now, ooh. Tired, but I'm grateful.
Jordan Jackson put everything he had into his first venture, a women and men's fashion boutique. But just like the trends, his vision has changed.
There's a lot that factored into this, but I think more so it was just the timing. I think when I prayed for signs, God showed me every single sign, so it's time to like move on to the next.
Now 20 years old, that next project is in its planning stages. And Jordan doesn't want to reveal too much.
Birch and Pin 2.0 is going to be totally different, like a whole experience. I don't really want to go too deep in that, but soon. It's going to take anywhere from a few months to a year for that.
During his 11 months as a store owner, Jordan has received awards and recognition.
This year has been amazing. I was just talking to like so many people about that. It's like so much happened this year, and I can't even remember half of the stuff that happened.
Birch and Pin will officially close its doors on October 31st, but just like the saying, another one opens.
I was here to show you guys that it's possible to follow your dreams, and this is only the beginning, so definitely be sure and live your life unapologetically each and every day. And this is not the end, this is only the beginning. Until next time, peace.
Jordan is also working on an anti-bullying campaign with a nonprofit he helped start up called Strengthening the Village. Eric Lunsford, ABC News 4.
All right, great stuff. Happening right now, Charleston County School District Board of Trustees hearing from parents. The board is addressing questions on recently proposed improvements initiatives, including partnership school zones and partial magnet schools. That event is at Hot Gap Middle School, taking place right now. Will end at 7. Now, if you could not make that session, there will be another one tomorrow at Lang Middle School. All right, Colleton County School District just rolled out a new tip line system called Crisis Go. The tip line allows students and parents to confidentially report any potential threats. Now, you can report on a number of things, bullying, alcohol, drugs on campus. It's this easy. Just go down, click on Report Bullying. There you go. Also, you can talk about weapons on campus, anything else that could impact school safety. Just click on what you want to report and then fill out this form right here. Notice it does not require you to provide a name to report an incident. We posted the link to the tip line on our website. You can find us at abcnews4.com. Still ahead at 6. This video might be from the West Coast, but earthquakes can happen anywhere. Why people in the Low Country are preparing for potential quakes this week. And break out your calculator. Why math is being celebrated around the world today. Well, if you head downtown, you might notice a newly named building on King Street. Today was the dedication of the Reverend Alma Dungy Community Center. She was known for her lifelong work as a community leader and activist. She advocated for businesses and homeowners to ensure the North Central neighborhood maintained its historic character. She was president of the Neighborhood Association for 38 years.
She has done so many things, good things, that I cannot name, but because of the work that she has done in this community, it's just an honor to be here today to name this building after her.
A quiet and prayerful but effective leader and helper to citizens, businesses, always looking out for the neighborhood in so many ways. A remarkable woman.
A design contract for the work expected to go before City Council later this month. The building expected to complete it sometime next year. All right, happening this week. Do you know what to do in case of an earthquake, right? Drop, cover, hold on. And to spread that message, Governor McMaster has declared this week Earthquake Awareness Week. On Thursday, more than 2 million people across 8 states, including South Carolina, will take part in the Great Southeast Shakeout Earthquake Safety Drill. That drill will begin at 10:17 Thursday morning. And this week, Palmetto Goodwill will celebrate its 40th anniversary. In honor of the accomplishment, community partners, officials, and business leaders are invited to a celebration breakfast. And later, there will be a free community appreciation parking lot party. That's happening from 11:30 to 1:30 in the afternoon, and that will take place at the Community Service Campus. Well, this week, D. Norton Child Advocacy Center is hosting its annual Charleston Child Trauma Conference. It began today at the Francis Marion Hotel. Will run through Friday. That conference will bring in 300 professionals from across the country to learn from experts in the field. 3 decades, no answers. Coming up, how that could all change for a 30-year-old cold case in Berkeley County. That story coming up on ABC News 4 at 6. New tonight, Berkeley County investigators could be closer to solving a 30-year-old murder case. They say newly submitted DNA evidence could help them find 5-year-old Justin Turner's killer. Our Brody Hart tonight shows us why investigators and friends of the family both have hope in a story you'll see only on ABC News 4.
Dean, good evening. Investigators say updated DNA technology is giving this case new life. Tonight, Friends of Justin Turner's family say they're confident that justice is coming.
He was a really sweet kid, and he just loved everybody.
Even on a gray day.
One you never forget.
The memory of Justin Turner gives family friend Martha Brazier's life a little more color.
He was a handful. He was a lively little boy. Not a day goes by that you don't think about it.
Sheriff deputies say the 5-year-old went missing somewhere between his home and the school bus in March of '89. Justin's father found him dead 2 days later in the cabinet of his camper that was parked right in the front yard.
It's miserable because there's somebody out there that has to know something.
A lot of people in the community were scared.
Lieutenant Dean Kakinda says he's now looking into a specific piece of DNA evidence that could help find Justin's killer thanks to new technology.
Samples that were submitted a couple of years ago that may have had a partial profile or no profile at all, now with the more sensitive testing might develop a profile.
He couldn't give specific details on the DNA evidence. He said because that could give the suspects a chance to explain their way out of it 30 years later.
That's a long time to live with something, you know, on your conscience. And I would be on the case even if I didn't have that detail. But that makes us want to work it a little bit harder.
To pay for what they did. And it's not vengeance, it's justice.
Justice for the boy who gave color to the grayest of days.
I want to see justice for him more than anything because I knew him. He was a wonderful little boy, so full of life.
And tonight, investigators say the file on this cold case is the thickest in the entire division. They say they hope to have results on that DNA evidence in the next few months. Working for you in Moncks Corner tonight, Brody Hart, ABC News 4.
Investigators say many people involved with that cold case have now passed away, including the original investigators. Well, there truly is a day for everything, right? Today is World Math Day, an annual global holiday where students are encouraged to solve mental math problems and find uses of math in everyday lives. Turns out South Carolina, apparently the perfect place to celebrate the day. Brainly ranks South Carolina as a state where most Americans like math. Washington, New York, Kentucky, California round out the top 5. If you're stumped by your child's math homework, you're not alone. Brainly found 64% of parents say they do struggle while trying to help their child with their homework.
We track storms with Storm Tracker Chief Meteorologist Dave Williams.
Tracking those rain showers coming in later this evening into tomorrow, and that's the precursor for a shot of cold air. In fact, the coldest air we've seen in quite a while. By Friday morning, we're going to be back to 48 degrees. The last time we were that cold, almost 6 months ago when it was 47 on April 22nd. We'll be back to average as we move into the weekend. Here come your rain chances into the overnight hours tomorrow and mainly early tomorrow. Spotty showers possible through the afternoon, but then in the evening a cold front blows through and it'll be much drier Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, but rain chances return as we move into our Sunday and more rain chances next week. Here's an estimate of how much rain we're going to pick up. This is through 8:30 tomorrow morning, and we're already talking about rain around 1 inch. But this is when the heaviest rain will fall. After that, just spotty showers, so we may see a few spots with locally higher amounts, but I think in general, about 1 inch of rain out of this storm system that's going to come through, which is very good news for our parched ground. Over the weekend, we'll start to see more rain chances as we move into our Sunday. Temperature is very mild throughout the weekend, and it looks like we're going to stay a little bit unsettled for the next week, maybe 2. Here are the showers along the Gulf Coast. These are going to transition up in our direction overnight tonight. Some of this more steady rain that's back on the Alabama and Georgia line, that's what's going to push in here as we move into the early morning hours of Wednesday. Some heavier rain down along the Gulf Coast. I think the majority of this will slide by just off to our south. And right now, we're seeing nothing more than a few light spotty showers. That's going to change. Futurecast will show us that. We start our timeline at 6 p.m. with the spotty showers. Then as we work up toward midnight, still some spotty showers, but now the heavier rain starting to work in around Savannah and right along the Savannah River. Wind forward 5 o'clock in the morning. I think this is when we'll see some of the heaviest rain making its way through the low country. Steady showers. Fortunately for us, this is right around low tide, so flooding shouldn't be an issue. By 8 o'clock in the morning, starting to dry out in the Charleston metro, the heavier rain transitioning up toward the Grand Strand. Then through the day tomorrow, I mentioned some spotty showers possible, one in the afternoon, a spotty shower or two, and that'll continue through the late afternoon until a cold front rushes off the coast, and we'll be drying out by 8. Clear skies into the beginning of your Thursday, and we'll keep it bright and sunny, but with cooler temperatures in place throughout your Thursday. Overnight tonight, expect those lows around 66 degrees, scattered showers, and some of that rain could be heavy, mainly from about midnight until about 6 a.m. Then into the day tomorrow, leftover showers possible, otherwise a mixture of clouds and sun. Temperatures will get up to 81 before that cold front slides through late in the day. We'll feel that cold chill with highs only in the lower 70s Thursday and Friday. Friday starting out in the 40s, and we will get a return to those rain chances Sunday into early next week.
Going up in sports, Oceanside Collegiate assistant needs your help tonight. A plea from Land Sharks head coach Chad Greer. The story's coming up in sports.
Catch Sports 4 on the Bobby Harton Show, weekdays at 4:25 on ESPN Radio. Darlene has...
I'm Graham Eubank, and now for the Palmetto Ford Sports Toss.
This Sports 4 Sports Toss is sponsored by Palmetto Ford.
But family really is shared experiences, and it's certainly your blood family, but when you invest the amount of time and effort and share joy and you share failure and everything in between, and now we've got a brother and a mentor and a father figure to a lot of these guys who's fighting for his life and was given a really tough prognosis, but you wouldn't know it.
Cancer sucks. Good evening. I'm Scott Eisberg. There is no easier way to say it. No clearer message can be conveyed. 2 words. Cancer sucks. When we featured Oceanside Collegiate assistant coach Nate Green in February, we thought the cancer battle was done. It was in the past, but it's returned. Mantle cell lymphoma. Green is rallying. He has to. His team is rallying. They want to. They've started a GoFundMe. Find it on my social media channels or Oceanside's. Every single dollar goes to Coach.
We all know what he went through last year, and he handled it with such class and grace, and he fought it and won. And then, I'm sure, I can't imagine what it was like to find out you got more in your head and your throat. And but I can't imagine anybody handling it with more just grace and class. And there's no drama with Coach Green. There's no, just so much dignity and so much, just the way he carries himself in such a first-class way. And look, he doesn't have family locally. We are his family. First and foremost, we want everybody to pray for Nate. And we believe in that. I believe in the power of prayer. I think he does. And I know there's a lot of people here that are praying for him. We appreciate that. But he's also got to pay a lot of bills, and he's got to be able to eat.
What could have been? This video is from July of 2017. Israel Mukuamu in Monk's Corner, putting down the Gamecocks hat, donning the Florida State one. This past weekend, he would have lost 47-14 to Clemson. He ended up being the National Player of the Week in just about every publication for South Carolina. And 2 more today from the Bednarik and Nagurski Trophy Foundations. Doesn't surprise Will Muschamp one bit.
I take him through those interception drills every day, and I think he's really learned a lot from me. I'm kidding. It's called talent. So it's overcoming coaching is what I say. We'll reflect when the season's over about how we do. We need to continue to be consistent in what we're doing. And I think that Kobe and Javon have both been very consistent. I think Dennis Wonnum and has been very consistent. And we've got to continue to come on with the other guys.
The Clemson Tigers back in cruise control mode. The win over Florida State, an easy one, but it doesn't mean it was all rosy. In the win, Dabo Swinney getting into kicker B.T. Potter on the sideline, even knocking him back to backup kicker. This is bad. Look at him go at him. That is fiery Dabo, but that is fine with Dabo. That's necessary. It's part of coaching. This is going to help his team in the long run.
Knowing when to love them and knowing when to chew them, That's just part of coaching. They all need it. They all need both. And they all get both here. They all get it. Every single one of them. Ask Deshaun Watson if Coach Sweeney ever chewed his butt. Ask Travis Etienne if Coach Sweeney ever chewed his butt. Yeah, they all get it. But it's just, and a lot of it depends on who they are.
Tough love. That's what you call it.
Well said at the top of the show, my friend, as well.
Got to keep them motivated. And we're motivated to get some rain. Showers coming tonight and early tomorrow. We need that rain. We don't want to slip into a drought.
Very good. Thank you, David. Thanks for joining us, everybody. And thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll be back at 7 o'clock. See you then.